Hi everyone, I want to share with you the WRMK Flower Punch Board. I picked this up at my local Hobby Lobby a few days ago and it was 40% off, and this is the latest punch board from We Are Memory Keepers, and it makes really pretty flowers, so you can make some really pretty paper flowers. And if you look at the back of the packaging, you can purchase separately the flower stem kit, which Hobby Lobby also carries that. So the board comes with a petal curler and a scoring tool, and then you can see here the flower, and you can make some leaves. And this is the tool right here. So the board itself, just like all the other boards, it has the measurements, and then it shows you here the final result of what it's supposed to look like. So this board can make from extra small to extra large flowers. It has a vertical and a diagonal score line, and let's see here, here's the tools that it comes with. This is the petal curler, and then this is the scoring tool, and then on this side, on the left side, it has the inch chart. So it has the flower size, and then it has the paper size of what you need. And you'll notice here from the medium up to the extra large, there's an asterisk mark. So basically you have to cut 2 of those sizes to create the flower. And then on the right hand side, it has it in the centimeters. And so it just goes in like so. So it has a really nice storage for it. And then on the opposite end here is where it creates those leaves. So let me show you a couple of flowers that I punched out. So this is the extra small. So you kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Now if you want to make the flowers dimensional, you can just remove maybe 1 or 2 petals and it'll make the flower really dimensional. So this is without removing any of the petals. And then you'll notice here with the petal curler, it has this end right here. I don't use this end only because I notice that when I do curl the paper, it tends to make a crease line. So I just curl it like this. I just use the opposite end. I just curl it like so. And then let's see here. This size is the extra small. And you can see I attached a leaf. And then this one is the small. So they make really large flowers, which is really pretty. These are the leaves. So I punched out a couple so you can get an idea of the sizes. I was able to even make a 1-inch one. So basically you have to cut a square. So this is a 1x1 square. So it makes that's using a 1x1. This is a 1 1/4 inch. This is 1 1/2. So I did it every 1/4 inch. And then this is 1 3/4. This is 2. It's 2 1/4. 2 1/2. 2 3/4, and 3. So you can see how large the leaves get. So basically once you punch out the leaf, you would just place it on this vertical score line and then just score straight down. And then if you add it to the diagonal score line, you can add some lines to the leaves here. So if you just go like this, add some really nice lines to your leaves so it looks more realistic. See? You can see on the other side. But it's really cool. So you could do that. And let me show you the projects that I made. So I really wanted this tool mainly because I wanted to make these 2 projects. So I made these little flower cups, little favors. I basically just took a cupcake liner and placed it inside. This is using the small flower, and I basically just cut out the rest of the petals, so I only left 5 petals. And then I just wrapped it around the cupcake liner, and then I add the leaves on the bottom, and then I lined around using some design paper, and then I just add a sentiment cutie pie. So it makes really cute favors. You can also use these as a cupcake wrap to go around your cupcake liner if you want. And here's another one. So I put the leaves on the sides on this one. You just add some glitter to the petals. This one I add the leaves, both leaves on one side. So they make really cute favors. So that's one of the projects that I made. And then this is the one I really wanted it for. It's kind of like the same concept as the rosette, the large rosettes that I've made, but I like it on a flower, which I thought is really pretty. This is the extra, extra large flower. And if you want to make it dimensional, you could just remove one of the petals. And so I just punched the top using an extra large eyelet, you can see, and then I just covered it with a bling from Basil, and then I tied some seam binding, created a bow. You can see here I layered some laces from Lavish Laces, and this paper collection is by Kaiser. It's the needle and thread. I add one of my Prima dolls, which is Betty. And then I just use one of my Sizzix dies, which is a doily die. And then I just layered some flowers here. This is Prima flower. These are from Michaels. These are some I'm roses. This is that bow from Michaels. This sentiment came from the 6x6 pad, A Life Full of Love. And then this is a Recollections butterfly. And I love it. So you can do this with the larger flowers, and they're just really fun to decorate. So that's what I made. That's what I really wanted it for. Let me just show you really quickly how to use this board. So this is, we're going to make this extra, extra small one. So this is a 1 3/4 by 6 inch design paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to start at the start line, like you do always with their boards. So just line it with the start line. Then you're going to punch, and then you're going to create the diagonal line. You always want to make sure once you start creating your petals that you just line it from this side of the board, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's just line this to the extra large, extra small line. So basically whatever you score on the vertical line, you're going to place on the extra, extra small line. And then you're going to punch. Create your vertical and diagonal. And then place that score line on the extra, extra small. And if you'll notice the petals, see, if you line the petals, it kind of makes the paper offset. So that's why you always want to line it on this side, and it will be straight. So just punch your vertical and diagonal. And then just continue all the way to the end. Okay, one more. Okay, and then this one I'm just going to cut out. Okay, and then all you're going to do is it's going to have that diagonal scored line, so you just fold it, and I just fold it up and then just follow the scored lines, and it creates a really neat flower. Oops. And it's really quick, which is really nice. Okay, and then all you do is you just line this up with this piece right here, and I'm just going to take my hot glue gun, just add a little glue. And then you just line it up, like so. And then I use my circle punch to place a circle in the middle. It just kind of holds the flower down. So that's how you make it. It's really cute. It's a really pretty flower. And then you just take one of your leaves and then you just glue it to the back. You got a really cute flower. So again, this is the We Are Memory Keepers Flower Punch Board, and again I purchased it at my local Hobby Lobby. Thanks for watching. Bye.